everybody, Sherry here at the Healing Barn. We are here with Shaman and Apple and Shalom and Premier and Captain and of course Storm and Norman. And we would like to allow you to have some time with our special horses and our staff, and we want to explain a little bit about what we're really about here. So stay tuned. You want to talk a little bit about what we do?
This healing barn is about having the horses heal us and help us. This is a personal, emotional healing that's done, and the horses help. They help facilitate that healing.
You want to talk a little bit about what happens?
The horses, they have a unique way of knowing where in our lives, usually as children, when something traumatic happens. There's some different things about that will trigger a memory in us to bring that feeling up, and as your body brings that up, to be shifted out. The horses help me help you shift out negative feelings that are blocking your body from healing itself, your body from emotionally healing itself also. And so that's how they fit into the emotional clearing that we do. You don't have to tell me or the horses or anything. You don't have to tell anybody what it is or what your negative feeling is. I would just say to you, think about a chief complaint and a negative feeling. And then I would give you another word that goes with that, and an eye position and your breath. And you would hold your breath, and then you would think about the chief complaint, the negative feeling, and a number. And then you would also think about forgiving. All healing is based on forgiving. Think about forgiving yourself for allowing that negative feeling to hurt you. Forgive all those involved and allow them to forgive you. And then you would think about, you have learned the lesson that you need to learn from that negative feeling, and you choose to release it from your body. As you release your air, you release that negative feeling. And then you would tip your head down and back up to set it in place. You're doing this yourself. You don't have to tell me anything, and I'm not figuring anything out for you. The horses help us go to a point, and help you go to a point where you know. Sometimes when you've had a lot of trauma happen in your childhood, you purposely forget a layer at a time. You take off each layer. So your body can sleep at night and rest itself and rejuvenate.
So who do you think would benefit from this work most?
I think that everyone would benefit some. Children that have gone through abuse will definitely benefit from this. I also believe that people that are in high trauma occupational, it's the policemen, the firemen, the EMTs, the search and rescue people, teachers, doctors, nurses, the public, anyone dealing with public at large.
Well, it's secondary trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to do any kind of self-growth or self-improvement, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a coupe session. It could just be hanging out with the horses is therapeutic in and of itself, because
their unconditional love and caring, and just being near them calms you down. Just being in their presence. Whenever you're with them, you have to concentrate more on the here and now, not thinking, not being wrapped up in your past, but you have to be right in the present. I've spent all my life with horses since I was 6 years old. And they talked to me and I talked to them before I knew I wasn't supposed to.
Talk about talking to horses and what is that like and how does that feel?
Okay, when a lot of people do this, and they don't realize they do. Dogs, if someone has a dog that's with them all the time, they know what that dog is thinking. They don't realize that they do, but they do. And horses the same way. And not all animals will talk to you, and you can't make them talk to you. It's not something you can make happen.
Produce on demand.
You cannot do that. But most of them are extremely happy when they find somebody who can even understand what they're trying to say.
So how does it happen?
Well, for me, sometimes the horses will show me a picture. A picture will come into my mind. It's usually not anything I've been thinking about.
And so then you relate that picture to the person that's standing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And then they either...
or the words that they give me.
It's all about the intention, isn't it? Horses
The intention of
horses
your heart.
really feel that energy, don't they?
Yes. The intention of your heart. They pick up on that. And they can see, they read your body language from afar. They can tell as soon as you come into view. They can tell.
Kind of like
what your
when
intention
somebody
is.
walks into a room and they're like, there's something not right.
Yeah, yes.
Or with someone and they're like, oh, I really like being with that person.
Exactly. And you don't like a person and you don't know why, but you just don't.
So it's not that airy-fairy spooky. It's pretty practical.
Many people do it. They just don't realize that they do it. An apple is giving me peace right now. She's giving me some peace.
What about people that are kind of afraid of horses?
If someone were afraid, Shalom will do this also. They stand very quietly and gently, and they are radiating peace and calmness off of their bodies. So you're getting the feeling that's dissipating the fear that's in you. And what we can do is to shift out that fear.
So can you explain a little bit about when the horses are in the barn walking around and you're doing a coupe session, they're absorbing the trauma, or what's exactly is happening?
Not necessarily
The energy,
absorbing it, but they are holding the energy.
Okay.
If a horse comes behind you, as we have seen, he's holding
In past
that.
episodes.
Yes, in past episodes. He's supporting you. You just know you have somebody there, that's got your back.
So it's significant where the horse approaches you.
Yeah. And there's certain horses will be more connected to certain people. And sometimes it can be based on if your trauma was something that they went through.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes that will be a draw and they will choose you.
Yeah, I've read where horses are kind of like mirrors, energy mirrors.
Yes. I've done a lot of body work on horses and their owners. And usually if the horse has a right shoulder problem, the person will have a right shoulder problem. The person that is closest to them and rides them, and that lower back issues, if the horse has it, then the person will have that. If the person is standing there very quietly on the outside and the horse is dancing around, and if I ask the person to go down the street and get me a soda, as soon as they leave the barn, the horse will stand perfectly still.
Because the horse was picking up on that energy?
Yes, was mirroring what was really going on inside the person. Even though the person is looking very stoic on the outside. There was lots of trauma going on in the inside.
In that way, I mean, horses are very psychotherapeutic.
Yes.
They can cut through
Yes.
layers and layers of false selves.
False self.
And get right to the heart of where you are.
Yes.
And then what I can see happening in myself is aligning the inner with the outer.
Yes.
Or aligning the outer with the inner.
Conscious with the subconscious.
And that emotional alignment, I'm guessing, probably creates better health.
Yes.
Because
Allows
you're more
your
whole.
body, yes, you're a whole person, and
Hey.
your body is allowed to heal.